Alright, let's dive deep into the latest developments coming out of Foxborough and around the league because there's no shortage of stories heating up as training camp inches closer. And we gotta start in Washington, where star-wide receiver Terry McLaurin has finally broken his silence about his contract situation. And let's just say, the vibes are anything but good. McLaurin, who has been a steady and loyal contributor to the Commanders for years, went on record calling the entire situation frustrating and disappointing. Now, those are not the kind of words fans in Washington want to hear, especially not from one of the most respected players on their roster. But here's the kicker. As of now, there's no trade request on the table, and McLaurin isn't planning to hold out. He's made it clear he wants to stay in Washington, but that doesn't mean he's happy. The message was subtle but unmistakable. He's using the media to push the front office into action. He wants a new deal, and you can't really blame him. We're talking about a guy who's been the backbone of that offense, producing year after year without much help at quarterback. Now he's approaching the age of 30, and he wants that financial security before it's too late. The clock is ticking, and the Commanders have a choice to make. Either lock him in with a lucrative extension or risk losing not just a talented receiver, but a respected locker room voice. For teams like the Patriots, who are constantly on the lookout for elite wide receiver talent, this is a storyline worth watching closely. Because if Washington hesitates too long, you better believe other franchises will be ready to pounce. And speaking of the Patriots, let's shift gears and talk about one area where they've already made a significant upgrade: linebacker. The acquisition of Robert Spillane from the Raiders didn't make national headlines at first, but that's starting to change. Spillane isn't just a depth guy, he's already penciled in as a starter, and for good reason. The latest positional rankings from ESPN show he's earned recognition as one of the top off-ball linebackers in the league. Now, keep in mind, these rankings are always a little fluid. Some analysts had him as high as the top 10, others didn't even include him in their top 20. But the point is, people around the league are taking notice. When you get consistent votes across multiple ballots, even if you don't crack the final top list, it means people respect your game. And within the Patriots locker room, that respect translates into leadership. Don't be surprised if Spillane ends up wearing the green dot this season, calling the plays on defense, and maybe even earning a captain's patch. He's got that no-nonsense blue-collar attitude that fits perfectly with what head coach Mike Vrabel is trying to build in New England, but Spillane isn't the only linebacker making waves. Christian Ellis is another name you need to watch. The Patriots made sure to lock him down in restricted free agency, matching any potential offers and showing just how much they value his upside. He's expected to start in the base 3-4. Defense, alongside guys like Jack Gibbons and Jelani Tavai, who provide solid depth. And if you're looking for a true dark horse to break out in camp, look no further than Marty Mapu. This guy's a project, no doubt about it. He's making the transition from safety to linebacker, and that's not an easy switch. But what he brings to the table, speed, athleticism, tackling ability, is exactly what Vrabel wants from his second-level defenders. The challenge will be whether he can adjust to life in the trenches, shedding blocks from offensive linemen and diagnosing plays in real time. If he figures it out, he's got a real shot to not only make the team, but become a rotational contributor, if not more. Now, let's flip to the secondary for a moment, because there's another developing storyline that could have major financial implications for the Patriots down the line. We're talking about Christian Gonzalez, and while he's still on his rookie deal, things are starting to line up for what that future contract might look like. Just look at what happened with Sauce Gardner in New York. The Jets gave him a massive 4-year extension worth over $120 million, setting a new benchmark for elite young cornerbacks. And make no mistake, if Gonzalez continues on his current trajectory, he's going to be in that conversation. He's that good. The Patriots know this, and that's why they've been careful with how they manage the salary cap. They've left themselves room for future extensions, and you can bet Gonzalez is near the top of that list. Now, will he command $30 million per year like Sauce? It's possible, especially if he has an all-pro season. But there's also the New England way to consider, the idea of building a team-first culture where guys might take a little less to keep the roster competitive. That's something owner Robert Kraft and coach Mike Vrabel are trying to reinstill in the locker room. So when it comes time to talk numbers, the question will be, there is Gonzalez the kind of player who says, I'll take 29 instead of 34 if it helps us stay in contention. That internal tug of war between personal value and team building philosophy is going to be one of the biggest storylines in New England over the next couple of seasons. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We're still in the middle of the offseason, and there are more immediate questions to answer, like who's going to wear the captain's patches when the season kicks off. Mike Vrabel has made it clear that leadership is earned, not handed. Out. And he's been vocal during team meetings, setting the tone early. A clip recently surfaced from OTAs where Vrabel told a team point blank that there are going to be good days and bad days, touchdowns scored and touchdowns allowed. But through it all, the team has to stay together, fight through the adversity, and own every moment, good or bad. That's the kind of messaging that resonates with veterans and rookies alike. And speaking of potential captains, one name that's gaining traction is Jabril Peppers. The veteran safety was seen breaking down the team huddle after a recent practice, and by all accounts he had the group locked in. That kind of presence doesn't go unnoticed. Peppers has always had leadership qualities, and with so much roster turnover in recent years, having a steady voice like his could be critical. Then there's Spillane again, already mentioned as a potential signal caller on defense. And what about the rookies? Could someone like Drake May, despite being brand new, emerge as a leader? Or what about Stephon Diggs, who arrived with a big-time contract and big-time expectations? There's also Will Campbell, another young guy who could surprise everyone with his poise and maturity. These are the dynamics that will play out over the next few weeks as rookies report and the full squad assembles for camp. And just in time for all this, the Patriots are giving fans an inside look at what's going on behind the scenes. The second episode of their Forged in Foxborough documentary series is about to drop, and it promises to take viewers even deeper into the team's culture under Vrabel. Early clips show candid moments, players grinding through tough practices, coaches delivering raw and honest feedback, and the team slowly coming together through sweat, grit, and trust. These are the kinds of moments that define a season long before the first snap in September. Meanwhile, roster decisions are looming, and the wide receiver room is a perfect example of how quickly things can shift in the NFL. Just a few months ago, Keyshawn Boutte was being talked about as a potential breakout player. He showed flashes late last season, stepping into the #1 role out of necessity and delivering. But now, with the additions of Stephon Diggs, Malachi Corley, and the draft selection of Kyle Williams, not to mention the continued presence of Pop Douglas in the slot, Boutte suddenly finds himself buried on the depth chart through no real fault of his own. It's not that he did anything wrong. It's just a numbers game. There are 10 receivers fighting for maybe 6 or 7 spots, and somebody's going to be left out. That's why his name is starting to pop up in trade rumors. It's not because the team doesn't value him. It's because they're trying to maximize the roster. If you know you're not going to be able to keep everyone, it makes sense to explore what kind of return you can get. Could they flip Boutte for a 6th or 7th round pick? Maybe package him in a deal to move up in next year's draft, or bring in a depth player at another position. These are the kind of conversations that Elliott Wolf and the front office are having right now behind closed doors. It's about being proactive, not reactive. It's about building the best possible roster, even if that means making tough calls on talented young players. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In the swirling world of NFL rumors, one name has been making waves that could shake up the New England Patriots roster in a major way. Speculation is heating up around the possibility that Derrick Henry, the powerhouse running back known for his punishing runs and dominant presence on the field, might be gearing up to wear the iconic number 22 jersey for the Patriots. While nothing has been officially announced yet, insiders suggest that negotiations have reached an advanced stage, fueling excitement and anticipation among fans and analysts alike. Henry's career has been marked by his extraordinary ability to break tackles, grind out tough yards, and consistently change the dynamic of any offense he's part of. His potential arrival in New England could signal a bold shift in the Patriots' offensive strategy, adding a physical ground and pound element that has been somewhat missing in recent seasons. The mere rumor of Henry donning the Patriots colors has sent shockwaves through the league, with many wondering how this move could affect the AFC East competitive landscape. The Patriots have long been known for their strategic roster, moves, and adaptability under the leadership of their coaching staff. Bringing in a player of Henry's caliber would not only bolster their running game, but also take pressure off the passing attack, potentially revitalizing a team eager to reclaim its dominance. The choice of the number 22 jersey, traditionally a number with rich history in the NFL, would be a fitting symbol of Henry's expected impact on the team. Though official confirmation remains elusive, sources close to the organization hint that the Patriots see Henry as a perfect fit for their culture and system. This potential signing could be a game changer, signaling that New England is ready to make a strong statement in the upcoming season. Fans are already buzzing with excitement, imagining the kind of plays Henry could deliver in Gillette Stadium, and how his presence might open up new opportunities for the Patriots offense. As the rumor mill continues to churn, the NFL community watches closely. Could Derrick Henry really be the missing piece that propels the Patriots back into playoff contention? Only time will tell, but the buzz around number 22 is undeniable, making this one of the most intriguing storylines of the offseason. Stay tuned as this potential blockbuster development unfolds. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.